Good morning. Yay, okay. Olivia, the app is telling me over and over again on Instagram that it's being paused due to a poor connection. Can you let me know in the comments if it's shaky for you? And if so, I'm gonna switch to my phone. Right now I'm on the studio phone. I'm not sure what's happening, but it seems to be a little crazy. So we might have to stop and restart the Instagram video. I see a couple of you joining on YouTube. That's awesome. Let's see. I do have a playlist for all of you today. Okay, I'm not seeing a comment from Olivia yet, so I'm going to stop Instagram and restart it because it's being so funky and annoying. Great. Bye, Instagram. We will be right back. Those of you on YouTube, hope everyone is doing super well this morning. We've got some beautiful warmth in Flex and Flow PDX right now. It's like 45 degrees out there, even though it's wet. It's kind of beautiful. I don't know why I can't see the chat today, but hopefully some of you are out there. If you are, and I know you, I'd love it if you wanted to say hi in the chat, and maybe it will appear for me. Oh, okay. Jamie says comments are gone on YouTube, but she's here. Wow, all of the tech things this morning. 2020. Give us a break already. Please. Okay. Let's see. Yay. Okay, so we're live on Instagram now as well. Hopefully anyone that's watching on Instagram can come back there. And then obviously those of you on YouTube are good to go. So we got a request from Allie. Oh, yay. Okay, I'm getting some text from those of you that have my phone number. Becca's here. Hi, Becca. Hi, Jamie. If you don't have my phone number, that's okay. I know that you're out here. Okay, I see Allie and Olivia on Instagram. Thank you guys. Sorry for the tech issues. So I got a request from Allie today actually for shoulders. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I want to be doing. Oh, yeah, Carrie's here. That's exactly what I want to be doing today. 2, I've had an extra crunchy week myself, and I feel like I've been hearing that from a lot of other people. A lot of upper body crunch. Any of you out there are doing planning for 2021 and you're just like hunched over your computers thinking about 2021 and how great it's going to be, but also just spending a lot of time in front of your computers. This is going to be really nice class for you. Yay, I see Sue is here as well. Sue is my boyfriend's mom, so that's super exciting. So we're going to be getting into the shoulders. We're going to be warming the body up. And I know I'm just talking at you here now, and what you're really here to do is to move. So let me turn off my headphones so that you can hear me better. And hi, Franny. Hi, Big Blue. Let's get started on your mat. And if there are tech issues, as always, text me if you have my number, or if you're on Instagram, let me know in the chat. I'm sorry, there's no chat on YouTube right now. So we're going to start actually belly down on your mat. So however you want to get there, let's just get all the way down, bring your forehead down, and your hands, place them however you want here, whatever feels most comfortable. I've got kind of like a goddess shape happening with my arms here. That's what's feeling really good for me right now. If you prefer, you can lay them down by your hips, or if you've got the space, take them out in a big, nice wide T. And bring your forehead to the mat if that is okay, in your neck or in your nose, making sure that you still have the ability to breathe pretty deeply in and out your nose. And if your nose is squished, just based on the shape of your face when you put your forehead down, you can create a little pillow with your hands Feeling the earth underneath us, feeling that support. And also thinking about sort of the opening that's already beginning to happen here across the chest. No matter how you have your arms right now, even though we're belly down or heart down, we're still opening up. Letting our heart be supported by the earth. Almost imagining that there's sort of an upward pushing sensation coming underneath us. So just as our bodies, the force of gravity is helping us to ground down, root down into the mat, maybe you begin to imagine, or maybe you actually feel it, this sort of upward lift that's happening, that's holding us here, it's always here for us, goes out in space. So you can gently rock your head side to side on the mat, massaging that third eye point if that feels good. A little bit of a face massage. Easing out the skin, the tiny, tiny muscles in the face that do so much work all day. Bring your head back through center. We're going to bring the big toes together here if they aren't already. Just beginning to firm up through the legs, activate through the knees, maybe even lifting the knees up and off the mat as you press the tops of the feet down. Fingertips are going to come to 10 on either side of the mat. Stack shoulders over wrists, activate through the shoulders, press into the finger pads, and we're going to lift up head, chest, and shoulders. Heart forward. Woo, big opening here. Exhale, lower your forehead back down to the mat. So as we lift up again, you're going to really feel that belly activate. You're going to feel your back activate. And try not to crunch in your lower back here. So if that's happening, you might lower down a little bit. Back to the mat. Last time, we're going to lift up at the top and hold. Heart opening, eyes opening, maybe a little smile here. Gently dip your left shoulder into the center, gaze over to the right. Inhale takes you up through center, strong gaze forward, smile, right shoulder in, gaze to the left. Twice more, coming up through center, keeping the shoulders in, moving through this little flow here, starting to warm up through the body. That lower body is still really engaged. So we're using the engagement of the low body again to protect the low back. The last time each side I kind of lost count. And it also just feels really good. Breathing. Starting to move with the breath. Come back up through center, lower all the way down to the mat. Inhale here, exhale, transverse up the side of the rib cage. We're gonna gently shift hips all the way back to feel 20 child's pose. Stay pretty active in this child's pose, lifting up and off of your thighs rather than letting the whole body just fall down onto them. Activating through the elbows and the hands. Take a breath. Gently begin to shift up into your tabletop pose. We're going to take 3 rounds of cat-cow. If there's some other wiggling that's calling to you here, maybe side to side, some C curves, some hip circles, whatever that is, feel free to move in that way instead. If you'd like those cat-cows, inhale to arch, tailbone reaching towards the sky. Then exhale, other direction, tailbone tucking under, head hangs heavy, gaze back between your legs. Twice more, pressing up and out of the hands. Strong through the biceps and the shoulders here, trying not to drop the weight of the upper body into the hands, but instead lifting up and out of it here. I think I mentioned this to a lot of you, but I had a really bad shoulder or wrist injury this summer from not doing enough of this lifting up and out in the upper body here. It's so easy to want to put your weight there, so I'm trying to, as much as possible, think about the wrists. We're going to come back to a neutral spine when you're ready. We're going to drop down onto the forearms, planted firmly onto the mat that we're still in this tabletop shape. And then tuck the toes and begin to cover the knees here. So your spine is nice and long. Gaze right between the thumbs and spread the fingertips wide. Low belly right away starts to engage, firing up here. If you don't feel that low belly turned on, then begin to pull the belly button in towards the spine, lifting up here. Press into the elbows, press into the shoulders. Big breath. Exhale, straighten through the legs. Just reach up to the sky. We're in a dolphin pose. It's a pretty intense pose for first thing in the morning, first thing in class. So if you want, keep a little bend in your knees. There's no need to, well, we should really never be totally locked out here, but this is an open invitation to take it a little gentle. We're going to bring the knees back down to that hover, long spine, strong belly, and then press back up, dolphin shape. Lower the knees to a hover, and then press high, dolphin. Last time, we're going to lower the knees to a hover. This time, if you can, keep that left knee hovering and squeeze your right knee in towards your right bicep. You can always drop that left knee if you want. Step the right toes back, right knee hovers, left knee draws into left bicep. Step it back. Right knee, right side. Step it back. Keep those knees hovering. You can always stop them if you don't want that hover. Breathing through here. Low belly is strong. Breath is strong. Don't forget the breath. It can be so hard when we're doing this intense low belly core work. But that's what matters most is your breath. So if you lost track of it, maybe drop those knees, maybe take a little break. We've just got one more each time. Super strong. Both knees come to hover. Press all the way up to that dolphin pose. Shoulders are on fire. Press into the palms. Try if you can to lift both elbows at the same time. We're gonna arrive in downward facing dog. Woo! Already feeling warmed up. Inhale, high on the tiptoes. Exhale, look at the space between your hands, and we're gonna take two big steps up to the top of your mat. Big toes come together, arches come together. Bend a little bit into the knees. And then we're gonna bring left hand plant on your face. Right leg straightens as you lift up through the right arm, twisting over to the right side. Hold here, this is an awesome stretch wherever you want. Add a little half thigh in there and do a little back. Right hand coming to connect with that left thigh. Inhale, hands straighten up. Both hands back to the mat. Again, gentle bend in the knees, find the center shape. Left leg straightens as you extend that left arm. Super broad across the collarbones here. Stay or add the half thighs, opening a little bit deeper through that left shoulder. Take a big breath. Re-extend the left hand, bring both hands back to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands sweep all the way up, palms meet. Exhale, fold back down to your toes. Inhale, halfway lift, we're gonna hold here. And then find a little cat spine. So arching your spine, drag the shoulder blades away from each other, head hangs heavy. And then find a little cow spine. So heart reaches forward. Just like our cat-cow on all fours, but we're in forward fold. Twice more, really articulating through the whole spine if you can. Fingertips are hanging, gentle bend in your knees. If feet hips distance is more comfortable, more stable, then draw your feet a little bit wide. Breathing through. Just a few more rounds. Really working into the spine, into the shoulders. Last one, let your upper body hang, drooping it all the way down. Take a big inhale in the nose, feeling the whole body up there, and then on an exhale, open your mouth, stick out your tongue inside out with the line. Inhale, hands sweep all the way up and overhead again, palms meet. This time, thumbs drop to the back of the neck. Elbows point up towards the sky. And we've got kind of a reverse prayer hand happening here. So your hands are in this shape, but they're just at the back of your neck. If that's not comfortable, you can always clasp the hands, or you can leave them up and overhead. Back of the head presses into the biceps, gaze turns high. Low belly is firm. Drop the tailbone under. Reach hands overhead, fold back down, swan dive to your toes. Halfway lift and lengthen. Hands plant, we're going to step to a high plank. Fingertips spread wide on the mat here. Big inhale. Low belly firms. Exhale, lower through the And then from here, this is a little Vinyasa variation I got from Tracy. We're going to press into the palms and shift up and forward for our upward facing dog. So it works some different muscles of the arms there. Super tough one. Surprisingly tough, I find. Remaining in a downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, high to the tiptoes. Let's just go through that again. Bend at the knees and get the space between your hands. 2 big steps, or if you want to hop this time, up for a forward. Halfway lift and lengthen. Pull back to the toes. Inhale, hands sweep high. Find that strong Tadasana shape. So this looks like, oh, we're just standing here, but in fact, the whole body is engaged, the low belly is firm, the tailbone tucks. Drop your prayer hands to the back of your neck, or find the shape that feels accessible to you here. And then press the back of the head into the forearms with your gaze turned to the sky. Feeling the stretch right here along the biceps. Big breath. Hands high. Swan dive to the toes. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Hands plant. Move back into that high plank. Fingertips squeezing firmly into the mat. Biceps strong. Pulling up and out of the wrists. Drop the knees. Drop the forearms, fingers spread wide, and we've got this funky transition as the heart comes through, elbows in tight, and all the way up to your upward facing dog. Tailbone back, downward facing, or tailbone high, downward facing. Big breath, arrive fully. Take a moment, maybe pedal out through the feet here, bending into one knee and then the other. Find some peace with this foundational posture, finding your alignment for the day, feeling into the shape. Inhale high up onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, look at the space between your hands. Hop step or float your way to the top. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to the toes. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale, this time right back down, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands plant. Find your high plank. You can step or hop back. From here, knees lower, forearms lower. Shift through into your up dog. And then press it back downward facing. If you hate that Vinyasa variation, feel free to leave it behind and take a more normal Vinyasa, whatever that looks like for you. As you arrive, right heel is going to lift to three-legged dog. Both heels, or both hips rather, are still level, but your right heel is pressing as high as it can towards the sky while keeping that lower body shape the same. Big breath. Draw your knee into your nose and hold for a moment. One round, lift that knee up a little higher, and then lightly step the foot through. Nice deep bend in the knees here. Hands begin to hover, and then sweep your way all the way up. Find your high crescent lunge. Nice big breath in that high crescent lunge. Stack shoulders over hips. Square hips and shoulders forward. Spread wide through the fingers, and then press up and out of that back heel. Woo, everything is turned on right here. Big inhale. Big exhale. From here, hands are going to come out wide like a T. And then take your right elbow and stack it over your left. Finding your eagle arms, your forearms are going to come together, and then either the backs of hands or palms will come to me. Find elbows lift up, and your chin comes to slightly tuck, really feeling that deep stretch through the shoulder blades here. Low belly turns on, and lower the chest to hover over that front knee. Fingertips are reaching forward, kind of like an arrow here. Big inhale. Big exhale. Release both palms down to the mat. Step right toes back to meet left. And your Vinyasa takes us right back into a downward facing dog. Hips pressing up to the sky. You can take that variation I offered, or take your regular sunset. Left heel presses up. Again, keep that left heel pressing high by the connection of your lower belly. Notice where the foot arrives first, and then see if it's got just a little bit more space. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw into your nose and hold for a rounded breath. Squeezing up nice and high. One more inhale. Exhale, lightly step the foot through. Strong through the back leg. Hands come to hover. Big inhale, reach up, high crescent lunge. Strong breath. Find your alignment, square everything forward. Take hand out wide. This time, left elbow over right, eagle arms. Press the elbows up towards the sky, reaching the fingertips high. Ooh, right away, feel the shoulders. Big inhale. Lower belly strong as you lower the arms to hover. Press up and out of that back toe and the back heel. So strong back there. My back leg is shaking. That's how on fire this is. Take an inhale. Exhale, release. Both hands come down to the mat. Step to high plank. From here, lower through your Vinyasa variation, or skip it and meet us in the downward facing dog. From downward facing, inhale, high to tiptoes. Bend in the knees, look at the space between your hands. Hop, step, or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold to the toes. Inhale, hands sweep all the way up and overhead. Exhale, palms together, drop thumbs to the back of your neck. Gaze turns high. Inhale, palms reach up. Exhale to the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, hop, step, float your way. Find your downward facing. Breathing through. Super strong arms here. Pressing up and out of the wrists. Right heel is three-legged. This time bend the knee and stack the hips, squeezing the heel in tight. And then as soon as you get there, drop the right shoulder down if it tried to lift up. Squaring the shoulders forward again, keeping them level. Big inhale. Exhale, re-level up the hips, straighten out the leg, and draw the knee into your nose. Pressing back, three-legged plank. Draw knee into nose. Press back. Draw the knee in and lightly step the foot through. Hands come to hover. Press up, find high crescent. Palms come together, and then drop the thumbs to the back of your neck. You've got this strong crescent shape in your low body. You've got your firm belly, and your tailbone is still feeling really long here. So we're not crunching, but nice long tailbone as we begin to find a back bend in our upper back. So hinging right beneath our shoulder blades, that gaze can come high. Your arms stay where they are. Take an inhale. Exhale, come back up through center, hands high. Take hands out into a T, right elbow over your left, and bring the belly to hover over that front thigh. Arms like an arrow. We're going to begin to shift weight into your front foot, and left foot hovers behind you. Eagle variation of your warrior three. Left hip drops down. Both hips are level, pressing up and out of that back heel. Release the arms and extend them forward in space, adding a little counterbalance here. Fingertips reaching long. Big inhale. Hold for the exhale. Gently bend into that standing knee and lower your back toes down. High crescent. We're going to spin your back heel down, bringing it parallel to the short edge of your mat, and straighten through that front leg. Hips open up towards the left side, hands come wide. Reach your right fingertips down towards your right ankle, your right shin. This is your triangle pose, left fingers reaching up high. Keep a little bit of a bend in the front knee. Try not to lock it out here. I know, I always do that. Twisting your upper body open, take an inhale. Hold for the exhale, maybe deepen the stretch in our left side body. We're going to reverse our triangle, right fingers coming up and overhead. And then take it back down, triangle pose. Reverse your triangle, right fingers high. And then take it back down. Last time, reverse your triangle, reach the right fingers high. Wiggle your arms down. Find a runner's lunge at the top of your mat. Big inhale, press into the hands. Exhale, step back, high plank. Inhale your high plank. Exhale, lower onto the forearms. Palms pressing down. Hips in line with your shoulders and your heels. Begin to walk the big toes in towards the elbows. Walking your way into a dolphin shape. And then walk your toes back out, forearm plank. Twice more. Press the hips up high, engage the low belly, dolphin. Walk it back, forearm plank. Last time. Press it up. Walk it back, forearm plank. From here, you can gently lower through the pelvis, untuck the toes, sphinx pose. Release the forehead. Your journey to downward facing dog. Either pressing up into a plank, moving through tabletop. Maybe you add a vinyasa, maybe you don't. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Take an inhale as you arrive. Exhale, open the mouth, stick out the tongue line. Inhale, left heel to three-legged. Belly firms, press the heel up a little higher. Notice if you can grow that edge point a bit. Bend the knee and stack the hips, squeezing the heel in. Drop the left shoulder down, square them off again. Take an inhale. Exhale, re-extend the leg, level off the hips. Knee into nose. Press it back, three-legged plank. Knee to nose. Press it back. Knee to nose and hold. Blend to step the foot through. Hover the fingers, press right up, high pressing, moving with some fluidity here. Palms together. Drop the thumbs to the back of the neck. And start first with that really strong core and low body. And then add in the back bend. Hinging just beneath your shoulder blades, gaze turning high. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands overhead. Hands out into a T. Left elbow over your right. Eagle arms. Press the shoulder, press the elbows high. Shoulders are going to come apart a little bit. Lower the belly to hover. Strong in that front knee as we shift into warrior three. Maybe a little wiggle. Maybe a little wobble. Totally fine. This is a challenging balance. We're pressing fingertips and that back heel away from each other. Firm through the belly. Take another breath. Release your arms and carefully draw them forward in space. Take a breath. Bend into that standing leg, crouching warrior. And as gently as you can, lower the back toe to the mat. We're going to spin the back heel down, straighten the front leg, and find your triangle pose. Left fingers down, right fingers high. Open up wide across the chest. If you feel, often the weight in the upper body wants to counterbalance here. So maybe that means hips are back, chest is forward, our hips are forward, chest is back. We want to bring everything in line. So shoulders, hips are in the same long line, almost as though you're squeezed between two panes of glass. Take a breath. Reverse your triangle, left fingers to the sky. Lower it back down. And reverse your triangle. Lower it down. Reverse the triangle. This time we're going to windmill into that runner's lunge. Spin up through the back toes. Step back, find your high plank. And if you can remember which arm you started to lower for forearm plank last time, side stretch. Inhale here. Exhale, walk the toes in, dolphin pose. Walk them back, forearm plank. pose, maybe plank, maybe you add a vinyasa. Finding our downward facing dog. Find the tiptoes with the space between the hands, hop, step, float. Your journey forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen, long spine. Hold on the exhale. Inhale, hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hands are going to come into prayer. Take an inhale in the nose. Exhale, lion's back up the mat. Inhale, hands sweep high. Exhale down to the toes. Halfway lift. Make your way to downward facing dog. Again, finding some fluidity. We often think of these vinyasas as a way to rinse out. Just sort of reset, as Nick said earlier this week, which really resonated with me, is to wash the slate clean for the next little flow here. Once you arrive right here in the three-legged, bend the knee and stack the hips once more. Big breath. Re-extend the leg, level off. Draw your knee into your nose. Press it back, three-legged plank. Draw it in. So again, we're finding this fluidity between two different shapes. Draw it in. Last time, press it back, draw it in. Lightly step the foot through. Strong through the feet, bring the fingertips to hover, rise, high crescent, super strong shape. You've been here before. Hands together, drop the thumbs to the back of the neck. Find that baby back bend without punching the low belly. Or the low back rather. Inhale. Hands come up and overhead. Find your eagle arms, right elbow over left and elbow high. Draw into that hover here. Fingertips extending forward like an arrow. Hips are level. Shift up. Find the warrior three with those eagle arms. Now, I should have said this earlier, but if you hate these arm variations in your warrior three, or if you want support, you can always bring hands down. You can always change the arm variation. This is your practice. I'm just offering you some guidance here. Fingertips are going to extend forward in space. Low belly turns on even more as soon as we do that, finding a little bit more length. And then bend into the standing leg. This is a crouching warrior. Pausing here for a moment. Take an inhale. Gently drop your back toes to the mat and pause in this hover crescent. Low belly over the front thigh, fingertips forward. We're going to find a different transition into our pyramid shape. So, spin the back heel down, keeping the hands forward, and start to rotate the chest open towards the right or the left side. Straighten through the front leg, and all of a sudden you've got this triangle shape with the hovered arms. Turn on through the obliques, through the side bodies, fingertips engaged. So strong here. This one will warm you up right away. Take your left hand down your left side and reach it back. Reverse your pyramid pose, or triangle rather. Take an inhale. Exhale, take it back. Find the beach ball. You can always bring that hand down if you want, or challenge yourself. Add the core work. Left hand down your left side, right fingers reach. Find that beach ball and hold. Re-bend into your right knee. Keep holding onto the beach ball. Keep firming through the core. Take a breath. Right hand down, left fingers high. Finding an extended side angle here. Option always to bring your right knee to your right thigh if you prefer. Now, we did a little half binding already from our forward fold, but I'm going to offer that again. So left hand comes around your low back to connect to your right thigh. And if you want, you can take a full bind, right hand swooping underneath that right thigh to connect with the left hand behind. You've still got a really deep bend in that front knee. Again, my legs are shaking. Hopefully yours are too. From here, we're going to shift into half moon. Couple options. Release everything and shift up if you want. Or maybe half bind, maybe full bind. Step the back foot in. This is such a hard shape. And then, float that left leg up high. Probably keeping a little bit of a bend in the standing knee. That's how I like to do it. But it's totally up to you. Breathing through wherever you are. Mix out that half moon if that's what's calling to you. Then as gently as you can, we're going to lower that back foot down. Both hands come to the mat. Runner's lunge at the top. From here, hands plant. Step back, find your high plank. Belly is strong, palms pressing up and away from the earth. Lower onto the forearms. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your toes in, dolphin pose, hips high. This time, hold at the top. Right toes are gonna lift up, reaching towards the sky, finding a one-legged dolphin. Low belly is firm, drop your right toes down, left toes to the sky. Take a big breath, hold for one more round. Press up and out of the forearms. Lower your left toes down. Walk the toes back out. Forearm plank. Gently lower through the pelvis, untuck the toes. Find your Sphinx pose. This time, lower the forehead all the way down to the mat. Hands come out wide in a nice big T. And gently begin to roll onto the left side. Stacking the right hip over the left. Right toes can step behind your left leg. An option as well to add your right arm around your back. Theoretically, your right arm or your right hand can connect with your left hand. That does not feel good at all for me. So my right hand just kind of limply dangles behind my back. So whatever it is for you right now, maybe you've got a little bit more space in your shoulders than I do. Take what you need. We're going to release coming back through center, and then let's go right on to the other side. Left hip stacks over right, left foot comes to stack behind, and again, you can add that arm if you want. You can see my sad little hand over here. Opening up through the shoulder, take a breath, come back through center, press hips to heels. Child's pose is where we meet. So we've warmed the body up a lot, and we're moving through those periods of intense movement, of challenging movement, with some periods of rest to reset and reconnect with the breath, which is the most important piece of this practice, no matter what shapes we're choosing to hold today. From an inhale in this child's pose, begin to shift up, find your tabletop. Plant through the hands, tuck the toes, hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale up to the tiptoes, bend at the knees, look at the space between your hands. Hop, step, or float your way to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hands sweep up and overhead. Hands into prayer. Inhale through the nose, you've got that lion's breath. Exhale, stick out your tongue out the mouth. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, fold to the toes. Halfway lift and lengthen. Take a vinyasa or make your way to downward facing dog. Your own journey. Arriving downward facing, we've got the left side now. Adding in those challenging balances. So left heel three-legged. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Squeeze the heel in nice and tight. Re-extend, level off the hips, and take your knee into your nose. Press it back through like a plank. Knee to nose. If the low belly is not super turned on between these two shapes, squeeze the belly button into the spine. Last one. Take the knee in high and let me step it through. Hover the fingers, graceful rise up to your high crescent. Bring the palms together, baby back bend. Stretching through the fronts of the arms. Inhale, re-extend the fingers. Take the hands wide and left elbow over right. Fingertips come to meet. Elbows press high, shoulder blades apart, and lower the belly to hover. Now you know that we are heading into this warrior three variation, right toes in a little bit, maybe bending into the standing leg more, whatever you need to make that transition feel really good for you. Fingertips extend forward. Release the hands. Stretch the arms long in front of you. Peeling the biceps just outside of your field of vision. Lifting them maybe a little bit higher than when you first arrived. Bend into the standing leg. Crouching warrior three. And lightly step your back toes to the mat, keeping that low belly hovering over the front thigh. Spin the back heel down and open the chest and the hips up towards the right side. Begin to straighten through that front leg, and we've got ourselves in this funky V12 holding, hovering triangle shape. Side bodies, so long, so strong. Right hand down your right thigh. Left fingers high, reverse your triangle. And then find that beach ball again. Pressing it up and out. Reverse the triangle. Find that beach ball and hold. Rebend into the standing knee. And you've got options as we move to extended side angle. Left elbow can come to the top of the thigh or the inside of the front foot. Now again, you've got options. You can stay here. You've got that half bind available or the full bind. No matter where you are, the side bodies are super long. The hips and shoulders are still opening up to the side. Pressing into the feet and then squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. So, we're gonna move to half moon. Again, you've got options, you've always got options. Maybe you're gonna extend out long and shift forward. Maybe you wanna hang on to that half bind, or maybe you wanna take the full bind. If you've got that full bind, I find that it's best. Just stepping your back foot in first, to shift the weight and center over the standing leg, and then begin to press, oh my God, that back foot up. If it's a struggle, you're not alone. It should be. Maybe it feels different on one side than the other. As you can see, this side is so much harder for me for some reason. Do what you can. Every day is different. When you're ready to be done with half moon, I feel you. We're gonna come into this runner's lunge at the top of your mat. From here, step your left foot back. Find a super strong plank pose. And then, one at a time, lower to the forearms. Walk the toes in, hips press up to the sky. This time, left toes up first, or left heel, flexing through that foot. Head lowers towards the mat, but you're pressing up and out of your shoulders. Left toes down, right toes reach. Big inhale. Release back down on the exhale. Walk the toes back out, find your high plank or your forearm plank. Lower the pelvis, untuck the toes. And then come all the way down onto the chest. We're gonna take those shoulder stretches again. Other side first this time. Shifting onto your right hip. Left hip stacks. Left foot can step behind. Now, if you have a little bit more here this time, shift over to the other side to show you. You can step that left foot behind, and then take half lotus with your right leg. Bringing that right foot in towards your left hip crease. Again, your hand can come around your back. Wherever you are is perfect. We're gonna release that bottom foot, come back through center, rolling onto this nice big T, and then head over to the other side. Left foot steps behind, maybe you add that half lotus line with the bottom leg. We haven't done a ton of hip stuff or anything that would make this lotus feel especially stretchy, so if this is not what you want to do right now, that's more than fine. Take an inhale. Release the bottom foot if it was lifted, and bring yourself back through center. Press your hips to your heels. Find your child's pose. We're going to take at least 5 full rounds of breath in this child's pose. Softening yourself into the mat. Releasing through the low back and the shoulders. We've done so much shoulder work today. So if you want, you can bring the hands down towards the feet, and that's going to just add a little bit more relief through the shoulders, letting the shoulders fall away from each other. You can always, of course, rock the third eye point, move the forehead side to side. Maybe letting the hips move side to side a little bit as well, just seeing how that changes the stretch. Breathing through here. When you're ready, reach the hands forward and stay, palms planted. Shift up through your tabletop. We're going to find downward facing dog, and then make your way to a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to the toes. Hands sweep up and overhead. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. And on an exhale, you're returning to downward facing dog. Add in a little vinyasa if you want it, or press right back. When you arrive in downward facing dog this time, we're going to lower right onto the forearms. Elbows or shoulders distance apart. And this time your hands are going to come together, like those prayer hands we've been doing, but we're going to clasp through the fingertips here. Now, begin to walk the toes in if you've got a little bit more space, and you'll feel your hips lift up towards the sky. You can stay right here, strengthening through the shoulders, hips pressing high, maybe bringing one toe at a time to the sky. We've also got headstand available to us here. So, oh my god, my little buns are going to be in the way. What? T. Bring the top of your head, if you don't have 2 little buns in the way, all the way down to the mat. Elbows squeeze in towards each other without moving. Your hips are up high, and then maybe you bring one foot to the sky, you bring the other foot to the sky, or you walk both toes in, squeeze them in towards your seat, and then begin to press all the way up into a headstand. Bring the toes over the hips. Super strong forearms. When you're ready, try to lower both toes at once, as gently as you can, and we'll all meet in a child's pose. Playing around with that headstand for as little as you want, or as much as you want. Headstand can be a pose that people either love or they hate. It can cause a lot of compression through the neck. So if neck pain is something you struggle with, headstand is probably not the right pose for you, but you can strengthen through the forearms in a dolphin shape. Maybe eventually moving into forearm stand. So you've still got some fun inversion playtime there. And as a reminder, an inversion is anywhere where your hips are above your head. So even if you're not balancing on your hands, it's still an inversion. So we're going to just take a moment in child's pose or seated, reset, rolling through the neck, rolling through the shoulders if that feels good. Maybe if you find a little sticky spot, gently staying with it for a moment. Making some big circles. Then I'm going to offer one more moment of playtime in headstand, in forearm stand, in an inversion if you want it. If you do not want it, feel free to hang out in child's pose or find another stretchy shape that's available to you. If you want that headstand again, another way to get into it, not coming right from our downward facing dog, but coming from this tabletop forearm that we started in the beginning of class. Dropping down onto the forearms, elbows are in tight, shoulders distance apart, or even just ever so slightly closer together since the elbows tend to want to splay open in this shape. Bring the palms together, clasp through the hands, drop the top of the head onto the mat, and start with that squeezing in sensation with the shoulders coming together. Tuck the toes, hips up high, and then walk the toes in to bring the hips to stack over the shoulders. One at a time, you can squeeze the heels into your seat, and then gently lift the toes all the way to the sky. Belly firms. Woo! Maybe you want to play around with some different shapes as you get there. Whatever's calling to you, feel free to do that. Eagle legs is a fun one. Maybe a big wide split, whatever that is. We'll all meet back in a child's pose with your forehead on the mat, or seated back on the shins or another seat that feels a little bit better in your body. When you arrive, let's take a moment again, find some little circles with your head, circles with your shoulders. Now we're just going to take some kind of cat-cow arm circles before closing out class, coming down into some spinal twists. So for those circles of the shoulders, just relax it away to kind of find some ease in the upper body. We're going to bring the hands down the sides, and then bring the palms, or the backs of the hands rather, towards each other, palms facing out, and begin to arch through the shoulders, dropping the chin in toward your chest. You're going to feel this between your shoulder blades, maybe even a little bit in the tops of your shoulders here. Now keeping the backs of your hands together, fingertips are splaying out. Bring your hands up overhead and find kind of a more neutral spine, so shoulders coming over your hips. Turn the palms so that the palms face towards each other, backs of the hands out, and then draw the elbows in towards your sides. And so you're holding on to two heavy things here, pressing up towards the sky. And then we're going to take that around into a big circle by switching the hands, arching through the back, and bring the backs of the hands to meet chin to chest. Draw the hands overhead, neutral spine. Switch the palms and draw the elbows in. This feels so fun and dancey once you start to get a little bit more fluid with it. So again, we're finding those little moments of fluidity in the transition between multiple shapes. That is my favorite part of yoga. It's not so much the shapes themselves that we create, but finding those little moments of dance, those little moments of feeling so graceful as we're transitioning between that. That was totally the magic for me. So just find one more of these little I think these are more fun than regular shoulder circles. Bring the elbows in, and we're gonna let the hands hang, shake them out, shake out the wrists, do whatever you need to do, make it look funny and floppy, and then as gracefully as you can, shifting down onto the spine. Woo! Starting to slow it down. Take it down. Elbows, or rather, knees are going to point up towards the sky. Feet come hips distance apart. And then just gently knock the knees side to side here. Hopefully this releases a little bit of the low back, massages that low back point and sacrum. Breathing, starting to soften. Knees are going to come up through center. We'll draw the knees into the chest, and then shift the hips over towards the right a little bit as your knees fall to the left. Right fingertips extend out towards the right side. You can add the left hand on top of your right leg for a little more weight. And we just release it and twist. Both shoulder blades are still pressing onto the mat. Softening here for a few rounds of breath. Letting yourself just be Vinyasa. Soothing the body. Letting yourself release. Not thinking about the rest of the day ahead, but just letting yourself be here right now. We'll take the knees through center, shift the hips through center, and then over to the left. Knees coming down to fall on the right side, and gaze towards your left fingertips. Knees are going to come up through center. And a few options are available to you. So we are just coming up on the tail end of class. So if you have more time, about 5 or 10 minutes to rest in a Shavasana, you can take your legs out long, close down through the eyes, find a few moments of quietness there. Or it's Saturday, I know you've got places to be. So you can finish with me in a seat. Gently coming up with as much ease as you can to a comfortable seat, maybe on the shins, maybe sitting cross-legged. Bring the hands to the thighs and maybe meeting the hands at heart center. Taking 3 breaths in stillness, knowing that we're connecting over these 3 breaths with sending out some gratitude to the other folks that are practicing with us, sending out gratitude to whoever needs a little extra love and caring out there today. Thanking each of you personally so much for joining me on the mat today. It has been a treat getting to move with all of you. We are going to be phasing out these free Saturday classes at the end of 2020. And that does not mean that we will not have free and accessible content for everyone. But just so you know, if you love Saturday yoga, which I do, but I know you do too, if you love seeing me here, and you are not already a Digital Studio member, you can get a free month, or a free week rather, in the Digital Studio on our website to get you started for 2021. We'll have a couple free classes coming up in the next few weeks here as well. We have a free class on Christmas Day at 12:30. We've got a free class on New Year's Day at 5:30 p.m. I believe these are all Pacific time. And then we also have a free class on 108 Sun Salutations on January 2nd, which is going to be our Portland Studios 5th birthday, which is crazy, but it's also one of our favorite ways as a studio and as a community to kind of welcome in the new year with 108 Sun Salutations. It's a sacred number and a huge challenge, super sweaty, super fun, and you can join from anywhere. So we'll be doing it on Zoom, hosted by Nikki and Jamie. So that's a lot of information. If you've got questions, we're always available over DM or email, so give us a holler. And obviously some of you have my cell phone number as well, so you know where to find us. That is it. I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Thank you, Franny. Can't wait to see you all on that soon. Lots of love.